Joplin City Council members discuss a renewed call for a mask mandate.
County commissions across southeast Kansas will once again consider mask mandates after the governor signs a second executive order. I'm Zach Dodge with the story.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Joplin City Council is meeting right now to discuss 2 items. One of those is a possible mask mandate for the city. This is KOAM News at 6. KOAM's Chris Warner joins us live from City Hall with the latest.
That special meeting is just getting underway in the 5th floor council chambers. Now, this meeting comes after Mayor Brian Stanley received approval from council to reach out to other community leaders in the area about their plans following a letter from the healthcare community asking for local mask mandates. Now, back in August, the city allowed the original mandate to expire. However, COVID-19 cases have been on the rise, and that prompted healthcare leaders to issue a letter to communities in the area asking them to implement mask mandates. Now, Mayor Stanley responded in a letter Tuesday saying the city is aware the cases are on the rise and would be speaking with neighboring city and county officials, and then that information we presented to the city council. And we spoke with those who are both for and against the mandate.
I had one of my friends that went to the hospital on Friday, got there at 5:30 in the evening, and still didn't see a doctor by 6 a.m. You know, the wait times for non-COVID needs are being affected by this as well.
You know, people are going to say no when they might have otherwise, when it wasn't a big deal. They're going to say, well, now on principle, I'm going to fight this.
And that meeting is underway right now, and we'll have the latest from this meeting tonight on KOAM News. Reporting live from City Hall, Chris Warner, KOAM News.
Obviously, we will have an update tonight. Chris Warner, thanks, Chris. The Jasper County Health Department is reporting its 70th COVID-19 death. They say the patient was a man in his 80s. Missouri Governor Mike Parson today did not issue a statewide mask mandate, but did extend the state of emergency. The state of emergency will now run through March 31st. Governor Parson is calling on Missourians to take personal responsibility, wear masks, wash their hands, and practice social distancing. Counties in Kansas again have to make a decision on mask mandates after the governor yesterday issued a new executive order. KOAM's Zach Dodge has details.
There's no win in this mask war.
Commissioners in Neosho County have decided to revisit a controversial issue, deciding to move forward with a mask ordinance, a reversal from their decision in July when they opted out of the governor's statewide mandate.
And at that time, I was having about 180 to 22, 180 saying, please don't do the mandate, and 22 saying, please do.
And at that time in July, Commissioner David Orr explains they only had 22 cases. Now they're at more than 500, and the feedback from the community has shifted.
This time we received a letter from 12 Neosho County doctors that were united, saying, we think it's time. It's time to mandate.
Now every county in Kansas will have to decide whether or not it's time, as the governor issues a second statewide mask mandate. Crawford County opted into the mandate in July and has worked to spread education ever since. They've also recently rolled out a mobile testing unit offering free testing in rural communities like Opolis.
That's really very important to break the cycle so that we can have our community healthy again.
Allen County also opted into the state mandate in July, not adding any local orders for it to be enforced. And in our other local counties, commissioners are set to meet as early as next week to decide what course they want to take.
Especially crossing county lines, it would be nice if we were united. This is not communism. We're not trying to dictate anything. We're trying to save lives.
Zach Dodge, KOAM News.
The Neosho County Commission is currently meeting to decide how their order will be enforced. And in Wilson County, there's a public meeting scheduled for 6:30 on Monday at Fredonia High School. The number of hospitalizations in Oklahoma due to the coronavirus has surpassed 1,400 for a new one-day record. The Oklahoma State Department of Health yesterday reported 1,434 people hospitalized, 53 more than the previous daily record set Tuesday. The department reports 3,017 new cases and 26 additional deaths. for totals of 161,425 cases and 1,570 deaths since the pandemic began. Governor Kevin Stitt has implored Oklahomans to wear masks in public, practice social distancing, and exercise good hand hygiene, but he has resisted issuing a statewide mask mandate. Checking in with Doug Heddy again. It's been warm and windy.
Yeah, we went into the 70s for us today. Plenty of sunshine across the region, but very windy. Winds were gusting 50 upwards to 60 miles per hour at times. Still pretty much clear skies. Not much is going on here. We do have a cold front that is developing out to our west, right across central Kansas, and eventually, as this front starts to work in tomorrow, we'll get a little bit of moisture from the Gulf of Mexico, and then we'll start to see the clouds and even some light showers developing as we work through the day. Right now we're fine. Still fairly warm. It's very windy. We have temperatures sitting into the upper 60s. We have these south winds kicking in 15 to about 25 sustained. And then of course we're getting gusts which are higher than that. Through the evening hours, we'll slide back through the 60s, eventually about 58 to 60. For an overnight low for us tonight. Of course, we're going to look at the weekend with our rain chances here in just a bit.
And we'll catch you then. Thanks, Doug. Still ahead, some Missouri COVID-19 survivors have a warning.
I could not breathe. I could not open my eyes. I could not think to make a rational decision.
We're going to hear what they say you need to know about the disease and the toll it can take on patients. Some coronavirus survivors are urging families to be careful this holiday season. They know all too well how symptoms can escalate and quickly. Two of these people from the Springfield area are sharing their experiences. Reporter Joe Hickman has the story.
Aaron Thomas is a Mercy ER nurse who ended up in his own emergency room as a patient in late September.
I had unbelievable sweats and I had a fever of about 105 to 106.
And over the next 11 days, things got worse.
I was coughing up blood. I had blood in my lungs and I was on a ventilator for 7 days.
The father of three doesn't know if he got COVID-19 at work or someplace else.
I have no clue. The sad part about this disease is you don't know who you're looking at, whether they've got it or not.
But he does know he survived thanks to his coworkers, who not only took care of him physically, but also held a prayer vigil for him.
I had the support, honestly, of an entire hospital. Excuse me. It's pretty amazing.
I could not breathe. I could not open my eyes. I could not think to make a rational decision.
Carrie Stowe is an asthma patient who just got out of Cox Hospital after a COVID-19 experience that started back on Halloween and included a 9-hour wait in a crowded emergency room where she visited with others about this complex illness.
There are so many symptoms that are changing every day. One woman in the waiting room that day had not eaten for 2 weeks. I'm just glad that I lived and do not want to see anyone have to go through that experience.
And when asked what they wanted people to take away from their experience with the coronavirus,
I'm not political, so it has nothing to do with that. It's real. It affects people differently. Take it seriously.
I'm so scared to think of the families that are going to ignore this and get together at Thanksgiving because the healthy are going to insist on having a gathering. It's not okay.
And that was Joe Hickman reporting. Doug Heddy is up next with a complete forecast. And a little bit later, as Pitt State basketball prepares to hit the road to open up their season, we're going to find out how their season has changed during the pandemic.
Well, it turned out to be a very warm, windy day once again for us today, but temperatures did go all the way up into the mid 70s for highs, which, hey, it's pretty nice, except the winds were gusting at times 50 upwards to 60 miles per hour, which is kind of crazy. Still fairly warm. Most of us into the mid to upper 60s, 65 in Grove. We can go up to Parsons, 69, Pitt, 67, 66, and Anderson, Stockton is sitting at about 64 degrees. Look at our south winds, 15 to 25, but the gusts have been a lot higher than that, especially a little bit earlier today. We are getting winds gusting 50 to about 55. The wind gusts are going down a little bit now. They're mainly into the 30s, and the winds will start to diminish just a little bit as we go through the evening into the overnight hours. Looking off toward the east from Mars Station, you can still see the flag is blowing pretty intensely, 67. South winds at 17. Humidity is at 47%. Through the evening hours, we're going to drop back through the 60s. We'll bottom out 58 to about 60 degrees a little bit later on tonight. But nothing's going on here so far. We have pretty much clear skies. You have to track north before you really start to pick up on any clouds. This next storm system is very disorganized, but it will be strong enough to give us at least much cooler temperatures, and then also quite a bit of rain. You can see this little wind shift line right out across central Kansas. That's the front. And this is going to sink in as we head into Friday, and that will start to change our weather up. For us tonight, we're going to be okay. Clouds will start to increase through the overnight hours into tomorrow morning. You can see the front in our northern counties. Let's step through the day. We'll go to about the noon hour. The front now just north of I-44. I still think most of us into the 60s, but some light showers start to develop. As we go through the afternoon, the drizzle and light spotty showers continue to increase, but still our temperature is pretty good, even though the winds are going to switch around during the afternoon hours. 58 to start, 64 by noon, high temp right around 65. Let's go into Friday evening. You can see scattered showers popping up. So there is some football games still going on as we head into the weekend. It's just not going to be the nicest of weekends, but you can see these little random spotty showers across the region. As we go into Saturday morning, here's 1 a.m. Showers start to pick up, temperatures start to drop. We drop into the 50s at this point in time. Early Saturday morning, lower 50s, rain increases even more through the morning hours. On Saturday, we'll be in the 40s in our northern counties, in the 50s through our central counties, and we could even pick up some decent amounts of rain. Here's 3 p.m. by Saturday afternoon. So rainfall from now until Sunday morning, a lot of areas are going to pick up upwards of an inch, maybe even 2 inches of rain with this next system. Most of this rain is going to be out of here by Sunday afternoon, but let's go into Monday. Rain returns again. We'll get scattered showers, even thunderstorms on Tuesday, and then this system should be out of here by Wednesday. So at least our pattern kind of active over the next several days. 65 tomorrow, 51 on Saturday, 50 on Sunday. Morning showers, kind of a raw, nasty, cold weekend. Rain chances again Monday and Tuesday. Thanksgiving, thankfully, looks pretty good. A lot of clouds, but near 60.
And this weekend, people can stay inside and watch some football on
go.
Sunday. Thanks, Doug. The Watered Gardens Empty Bowls event is going on right now at the Joplin Empire Market. You still have more than 30 minutes to get out there if you like. At last check, they had around 100 bowls left with 800 pre-sold. The bowls, which come with a serving of soup, are $20. That money goes to Watered Gardens to help people in need in our area. This year's event is a bit different, as you might imagine. Only 60 people are allowed in at a time, and masks are required. But for the organizers, it's all worth it as they work to help fight against hunger in our community and shine a light on local artisans.
Well, this is so important for our community because it's a collaborative effort that allows us to feature some great local artists and the pottery places in the area from as far north as Lamar down to Neosho. We got 7 different local potters that have been handcrafting these bowls, so we get to feature their incredible talent.
Again, the event ends at 7 tonight. Still ahead, the Webb City Cardinals are preparing to play for a spot in the state Final Four. Jacob Leonard caught up with the team ahead of their matchup with the Lebanon Yellow Jackets, and he has that story next.
Tonight is the opening night of the season for MIAA basketball. The Missouri Southern Lions kick things off this evening, hitting the road to face Central Oklahoma. The women's game already underway in Edmond. At halftime, the Lions have a 3-point lead, 34-31. Now when that one finishes up, the 24th ranked MSSU men will hit the floor for the first time. That one goes down at about 7:30. We'll have the latest from both games tonight at 10. The Pittsburgh State Gorillas have to wait a few more days until their first game of the season. Pitt State will travel to Central Oklahoma on Saturday to kick off their season. Now the Gorillas are in a pretty good spot heading into the winter. On the women's side, They're in their third year under head coach Amanda David. They got 3 starters back. On the men's side, it's year 4 under Kim Anderson. And those guys have 3 players back who started 10 or more games. Now with the pandemic, this season is going to look a little different for both teams. And it starts with their first road trip this weekend.
Obviously with the COVID, we got to be extremely careful, and most of our meals are going to be eaten in the hotel. We won't be going out and eating or running around or anything like that. Bus seating, there'll be a space in between everybody. Everybody will have masks on, while we're on the bus and when we're traveling. So.
The Webb City Cardinals are once again in the football state quarterfinals. Tomorrow night, those Cards face the Lebanon Yellow Jackets, aiming to move on to the Final Four in the Class 5 bracket. Webb City's district championship streak started before anyone on the current roster was born.
I have not thought about that. That's crazy.
We don't sit around and talk about it. We don't sit around and think about it, honestly. I was just a young guy then, and certainly I'm not anymore. But we'll reflect back on it someday and think, how special it really was.
Last Friday, Webb City topped Carthage in a battle of Southwest Missouri heavyweights to claim the Class 5 District 6 title, their 21st straight district championship.
We hadn't been playing Carthage in the district in the final, a finality game like that, because they were in Class 5 and, they won a state championship last year and by all accounts, they're the team to beat.
We didn't get to play them in the regular season, so beating them in the district championship meant a lot to us.
The Cardinals welcome in the Lebanon Yellow Jackets Friday night in the state quarterfinals. Lebanon is 7-3 and has scored 45 or more in 4 consecutive games.
Make no bones about it. They're going to run the ball right at you and challenge you at the line of scrimmage. And you got to be able to get yourself off the field. That's all we've been talking about this week to our defense. You got to be able to get yourself off the field.
Having been in the situation for 21 straight years, one thing is certain. The lights on Friday night will not be too bright for these Cardinals.
Certainly the kids, the kids are pretty resilient, and they really, when you've been somewhere and you've done that before, there's no question it gives you a great deal of confidence, in the big game, the big district championship game like we played last week.
Now, Webb City is one of 3 local teams still alive for state championships, joining Lamar in Class 2 and Cassville in Class 3. Finally, big day for that dude right there. Seneca High School senior Titus Atkins signs this afternoon to continue his baseball career in college. He's staying in Missouri to play for the College of the Ozarks, where he will play first base for the Bobcats.
It's just special to me. I worked my whole life for it. I busted everything, me and my dad, no matter how many times we're on the field. I did it for this. I grinded for this. Just making it to the next level. That's all that mattered to me.
That's a look at sports. We're back with more news after this.
Take time now to honor a local veteran, Technical Sergeant Charles Kaufman. The Neosho, Missouri native served in the U.S. Army during World War II. And we are proud to salute Technical Sergeant Charles Kaufman. He's tonight's 4-state hero. Checking back in now with Doug Heddy.
Well, it looks like we're going to have a pretty good night. It's still windy out there, but the winds are going to diminish just a bit. Clouds will increase, so cloudy skies tomorrow. Some drizzle, light showers develop as we head into the evening hours, and then light showers Friday night. Rain on Saturday into Sunday morning. It's going to be much cooler, near 50 degrees. So not the best weekend. Rain chances stick around on Monday and Tuesday as well.
Thanks, Doug, and thank you for joining us. We'll see you right back here for KOAM News at 10. In the meantime, let's take care of ourselves and each other.